Hello friends, Mark Spade here. Hope this video finds you well. Set the stage real quick. I am smoking out of my Meerschaum, and in it, some Cornell and Deal's Bourbon Blue. It's a favorite Virginia Perique blend, one I enjoy quite a bit this time of year. So I got a package. Like 2 weeks ago, I think. I knew it was coming. I was pretty excited about it, and just haven't been able to share it because I've had a lot of other things going on, right? But now is the time. Now's the time to get caught up. I'm down here enjoying a pipe in the nook, catching up on videos right here, reading some books, and enjoying my latest present, 2 books from Brian Quilty. So Brian, if you don't know Brian, he's all over this community here. A great guy. And we've been talking more recently about books, right? I've got books that I talk about, and he has shared with me before that he's got a library of about 4,000 books at his house, and I just think that's fantastic. I myself am actually trying to work on a bit of a reference library, something that I can pull from, for research purposes or to aid in discussions or whatever, and just stuff that I enjoy, right? Classic literature, history, stuff like that. And so I had a feeling that it was going to be a book, but I didn't know it was going to be 2 books, and I didn't know it was going to be these books. So it was a wonderful gift to open, and one that I've enjoyed very much so over the last couple of weeks. And, well, these 2 books are Leaf Literature, Volume 1 and 2. And so I'm going to share a bit about it with you. We'll look at Volume 2 first. So Volume 2 is a modern reprinting of R.T. Pritchett's Smokiana from 1890. And immediately, right, the aesthetic is beautiful, right? It's, let me get to the page. It shows the original cover of Smokiana. It's that old 19th century pen and ink style, and that's what both of these volumes are filled with. It's just this old illustrative style that I very much so like. It's actually been the art style that I have pulled a lot of tattoo inspirations for. It's an art style that I have found accompanies a lot of my other research, and so it's something I'm drawn to just by itself, right? So then you pair that with the content of what's inside. It's beautiful. So Volume 2 here, this is all about pipes and tobacco from around the world. And before I get into it anymore, I want to read what's at the beginning of both of these books because it's something that I like a lot. It says here, these books are not the product of simple cut and paste or an itching desire for more pocket money. Instead, they are another way for curious minds to engage with the hobby that we share. Pipe and cigar smoking can have a sort of apostolic succession, a road of historical continuity that gives the modern smoker a foundation upon which to stand, but only if one takes the time to explore those who came before. That's just a little bit, but it's my favorite part from the, I don't know if you call it an author, right? But it is the little Dear Reader portion in the beginning. It's about 1.5 pages of this size book. It's a good print size, it's an easy book to read and follow. And it's got more of a coffee table style to it. That's the format. And so it's not something that you have to sit and, digest, right? It's something that you can just pick up, flip through a page or 2, and then put it right back down if you want. So we have here tobacco plants and their varieties, right? And so that's the original pages from this issue. And here it is here, much easier to read. And that's essentially what you get on each page, right? Just different things about different pipes. So here we have clay pipes. Church wardens. Dutch accessories, right? German pipes, Danish pipes, Algerian pipes, African pipes. And it just keeps going, through the Middle East, all the way to New Guinea. I've been to New Guinea. I had no idea that there was any real pipe smoking history there in New Guinea. But there's a whole page of it here. And so this book is quite enlightening in terms of how much is actually out there in the world and in its history of pipe smoking, and a bit of the influence or impact that it's had. This isn't a deep dive or anything, but you can see that, because anywhere that pipe smoking has a presence, there's always pipe smokers, and pipe smokers tend to be a, certain brand of human, right? And the fact that that's everywhere is pretty neat, and it makes the world a bit smaller, I think. And so I appreciate the heck out of this book. Now this other one is quite special for a different reason. So this one is volume 1. It is a modern reprinting of Joseph Knight's Pipe and Pouch from 1894. Again, with a lot of similar illustrations, but there are in this one, some actual paintings. Followed right up by that old pen and ink, right? I like it. I like it a lot. But this book is all poems about pipe and cigar smoking. And one of those I want to read, as it fits with what I'm smoking and is so far my favorite poem that I've read in the book. It is called To My Meerschaum by PDR. There's a charm in the sun-crested hills, in the quivering light of a star, in the flash of a silvery reel, yet to me thou art lovelier far, my Meerschaum. There's a love in her witching dark eye, there's a love in her tresses at play, yet her love would be worth not a sigh, if from thee she could lure me away, my Meerschaum. Let revelers sing of their wine, as they toss it in ecstasy down, but the bowl I call for is thine, with its deepening amber and brown, my Meerschaum. For when trouble would bid me despair, I call for a flagon of beer, and puff a defiance to care, till sorrows and smoke disappear, my Meerschaum. Though mid pleasures unnumbered I whirl, though I traverse the billowy sea, yet the waving and beautiful curl of thy smoke's ever dearer to me, my Meerschaum. It's beautiful. I am a big fan of Meerschaum pipes. I've talked about it several times because I think that Meerschaum pipes are a good utility to enjoy smokes, right? They render a more pure sense of the flavor profiles that you can experience. And this pipe here has actually smoked probably over 1,000 bowls at this point. A lot of Virginias, a lot of Vapors, a bit of Burley, and a whole lot of Maltese Falcon. I've enjoyed a lot of great smokes in this exact pipe. Of all my pipes, I've smoked this one the most, and what I have seen in this one and in all the other Meerschaum pipes is that they tell a story. They tell a story of the smoker, right? Little things, little nuances. You can gather a lot of data about yourself and about pipe smoking by smoking a Meerschaum pipe. Case in point, I don't know how well you can see this, but right here at about the 7 o'clock of the rim is darker than the rest of the rim of my Meerschaum pipe, because I hold the flame at about the 2, right? So directly across the bowl from it is the darkest spot on my pipe. You'll learn a lot about lighting pipes just by smoking a Meerschaum. You can learn the ropes of the hobby here, but it also tells your own story. Now, granted, this pipe hasn't colored as deeply and as beautifully as some other Meerschaums do, despite the amount of smoking that I've actually done out of this pipe. And I like it. I like it because what it's done is that it's shown me a lot about even specific blends. I smoke a particular blend in this pipe for a period of time, and it colors more rapidly than it has in previous smokes. And I have found that by revisiting that same blend, it has advanced the coloring even more in these pipes. So there's plenty to learn about, the shapes and the dissipation of heat and the methods by which you smoke. by smoking a meerschaum. And yet at the same time, there's all these little dings, because I'm not easy on this pipe by any means. There's all these dings from where it's been in my pocket, or I might have dropped it, or thrown it on the table, or it's been in a catch-all for a little while and it's been hit by the keys too many times and stuff like that. But there's other scratches and dings on this pipe that I remember because of exactly when they happened. I remember the bowl that I was smoking. I remember what was going on. Whether it was a great day or a terrible day, this pipe has actually been there for a lot of that. And this has been a go-to for me for smoking pipes. And so this idea too that you have people throughout history who have had a similar experience out of their meerschaum pipe and felt like writing a poem about it. I totally understand it, and I totally love it, because I kind of have a lot of the same sentiments as a lot of us do when it comes to this hobby. And so having a collected work here that has a bit of an emphasis on history, and then also has its own just hobby centered, or enjoyment of the hobby, right? Centered on the enjoyment of the hobby. It's a wonderful gift. And so, Brian, my friend, thank you so very much for sharing this with me. I hope that this video has done it justice, and I really hope for an opportunity in the future to pass these books on once I feel like I've spent a good amount of time with them. They'll probably stay right there for a good long while before they end up on the shelf, because I can just pick them up whenever and flip through a few pages and find something interesting. But it's a wonderful gift. I don't open these a whole lot. I don't have a lot of Yabo videos, I guess, because I just don't get a lot of packages. It's not really what I do. But this one, very excited to have it, very honored to have it. And I'm glad that, Brian, I'm glad you saw it fitting to send this to me, because I greatly appreciate it. So, get into the history of the hobby. And if you have anything interesting about the history of the hobby, please share it here. It's a great spot for it, I think. It's a good spot to have conversations about the hobby, is this channel, in the comment section. So let's do that. And if not so inclined to do that sort of thing, just humor me here and go get a meerschaum pipe if you don't have one. If you do have one, great. Smoke it. Smoke it. See the story that it has to tell you. And with that, I'm Mark Spade. Thanks for watching.